Are you doing this work to facilitate growth or to become famous? Which is more important, getting or letting go?
Infrastructure challenges at schools in the northwest are endemic.
A school is reported to have been vandalized again after it was renovated more than 5 times in the space of 2 years.
West has a huge schools infrastructure backlog. This has an impact on the teacher-pupil ratio, which is supposed to be at least 35 learners per teacher.
Bullying goes beyond teasing and hazing, as we know. Some pupils feel the only way out is to quit school and in some very sad cases even commit suicide.
Police in Gauteng have launched an investigation after a 13-year-old teenager allegedly shot his principal at Primrose Hill Primary School in Germiston this morning.
Joseph Maimele's untimely death has left many in his rural community shocked. He was allegedly bullied by some of his educators. His classmates and friends are distraught. They witnessed some of the alleged bullying.
He was insulted by those two teachers, and it happened regularly. So it seems like the reason he took his life, it was because of our teachers who treat us badly or talk us badly to us.
No, it was not fair. Teachers tell us every time that they are our second parents, but if a real parent will never never treat his child like that.
Paint a damning picture of the incident that led to the tragic loss of a young life. Attorney Baitseng Rangata, who led the investigation, found that the deputy principal incited and contributed to the incident.
And really that has brought us as a department to really invest more in awareness.
The Mbata family has been left shattered. The worrying spike in learner suicides has left authorities and parents alarmed. More than 40 pupils have committed suicide in Gauteng in this year alone. Nozindombi Mia, SABC News.
Deterioration, including broken and shattered windows, as well as cracked walls and floors, have become a death trap for many learners enrolled in Mahube Primary School, which is among many schools in the province in desperate need of maintenance.
Our school has never been received the renovations since from 1970 until to this date. We have been going to the department several times. We never had any aid from the department. Up to date, what they did, they sent us the mobile classes due to the condition of the school. Our school is a death trap. This school can kill our kids at any time, even now.
Parents and community members say while mobile classes were delivered to the school, a more permanent solution is needed.
Welcome to
Be the Change podcast, brought to you by aholeafrica.org.za. Ahole Africa is a registered NGO based in Kabane, Rustenburg, Northwest. I'm your host, Itumele Mumpopiri. Today we're honored to present to you the South African School Support Program, supporting school excellence and innovation. Take me there, Minia, but in a more respectful way, in a more collaborative way. Introduction. This pilot program aims to support and improve educational environments of public schools in Rustenburg by addressing infrastructure challenges, enhancing learner and educator support services, and engaging the community in sustainable school development efforts. About us. Ahole Africa is an African think tank and community development NGO focusing on sustainability, innovation, and township economic development. Our school support program aims to enhance the educational environments through infrastructure support, learner and educator support, as we are committed to building stronger and more innovative schools in South Africa. What sets the school support program apart? Community-driven fundraising is, first of all, fostering a sense of ownership and sustainability for each school. Secondly, holistic school development, infrastructure maintenance, safety improvements, agriculture development, sports development, educator support, and learner support services. Number 3, technology integration. Setting up websites for schools that can be used to promote events, track performance, engage community in fundraising and other events. And number 4, long-term sustainability. By training students to take part in running school websites, photography, events, agriculture, etc., even accounting for these funds that they raise. The program ensures skills development while creating sustainable income that the school, through community involvement and fundraising, can improve. Situational analysis. Poor infrastructure, overworked teachers, vulnerable learners, and disengaged communities. These, ladies and gentlemen, are a recipe for disaster, as we unfortunately too often see. Rustenburg's educational profile. With a population of 719,000, according to the latest municipality figures, up to 40% of the population have no matric, 24.8% have only matric, and with the modern economy being as advanced as it is and as competitive as it is, we hear often how a matric doesn't even count anymore. So if we go with that logic, we can say 64% of the population of Rustenburg is basically not educated. Only 4% have a matric with a certificate or diploma. Only 2.17% have a matric with a degree, and only 0.2% have a matric and a postgraduate degree, with about 29.4% of the population still being under 15 and not really being accounted for, as people under the age of 15 cannot legally contribute to the economy. But what does this tell us about our education system? If 40% of the population does not have matric, what does that say? If only 6% of the population has education that's higher than matric, what does that tell us? What is the health of our education system? The South African School Support Program pilot phase in Rustenburg, starting with 10 schools, and of course our critical partners, because we cannot do this program without these people, these partners. The schools, Rawane Secondary in Tlhabane, after the unfortunate events of the first week of November, where 6 classrooms burned down. So the school is really in need of intervention, and we're very eager to assist in fundraising so those classes can be rebuilt and the school can rise from the ashes even better than it was before. Tlhabane Technical, also a school with great potential that needs support to unlock that potential. Mangope Technical High School, also a school with great potential and rich legacy of Khosi President Mangope. Really need to let that school shine. The proper support. The children can be proud to be part of a legacy as great as Khosi Mangope. Witikon Secondary, which is a school that is very central to the Witikon community. The community cannot really become successful if these schools are not functioning optimally, and if these learners are not engaged and really being put into a mindset of solutions and problem solving. And then the fifth school, Wiriti Secondary, is also a school that was on the news recently, or maybe a month or two ago, probably because of some sort of violence that took place in the school, which was a sign that the school was indeed in need of intervention. And we would like 5 other schools from our partners before we begin to implement this pilot phase. These partners are very important. The local municipality, as it is one of the goals for Vision 2040 to turn Rustenburg into a center of educational excellence. We believe the school support program will go a long way to at least pave the way for an educational sector of excellence, where at least we will have that 40% of the population that does not have matric. We can actually fix that. And then the 24% that has only matric, we can actually fix that. Second partner, Dr. Koketo Rakodu Foundation. Dr. Koketo Rakodu is very educated, specializing in education. So we believe this education, this school support program is really right up his alley. It's really something you could probably do in his sleep. So we really hope that Kosana, Dr. Rakodu, will find value in this school support program and assist us. Third partners, Rustenburg's media, organizations like UFM, organizations like the Daily Herald, Mafisa FM, Bojanala FM, and the YouTube guys, Witikon Podcast, the Rise FM, the many others, Naledi News. Which others am I missing? We really need that collaboration to actually make this campaign unanimous across the city and across the province, so that the people actually understand what we're trying to do and how they can help us. Sports development partners, organizations like Athletes in Need, and others, if they see the value of our school support program, really need them to come on board and deal with the sports element of the program, and obviously they'll have their share of the fundraising to develop the sports programs. Agriculture development partners, we really need agriculture specialists and technicians to really come on board, make sure that all the schools have efficient and effective agriculture programs that are productive and that are really great learning aids for the children, and also that can contribute to feeding the children in terms of feeding scheme, as we see all too often children dying from maybe buying food just outside the school. So we really need to come to the aid of our young people. And then technology development partners in terms of school websites, school computer centers, and basically all the IT around the school, making sure that it works, just works, because sometimes it doesn't work and there has to be a tender from provincial, and it's going to take a while. In the meantime, the children are suffering. So if we're there with our IT partners, then we can ensure that these systems are are up most of the time. And also, it's a really great opportunity to grow our IT sector, because there's an opportunity for these young entrepreneurs in the IT space to have a few customers that they can really depend upon to build their business. Security partnership, we need to make sure that our investments in the school are secure. So we're going to need security partners, whether it's ADT, whether it's community patrollers. We need security partnerships. Technology partners, in terms of building school websites, maintaining the websites, teaching the children how to upload articles, news, surveys, those sort of things, information that is relevant to parents. The parents need to access through the website, and also making sure that the school computer center is working, the school internet is working. This is the opportunity for young entrepreneurs, especially in the townships, maybe IT graduates. This is really a good opportunity for them to build business, to get experience. Yeah. And lastly but not least, security partners, because we have to make sure our investments are secure. When we're putting money into that school, we have to make sure that those investments are secure. Whether it's ADT, whether it's Fidelity, whether it's community patrollers, we need security partnerships to make sure that the schools are secure, make sure investments are secure, and our children are safe. Goals and strategy. Advancing dynamic participation in community development and sustainability. We're really trying to move away from victim activism where the black man is on his knees, even with the education that he has, even with the degrees and whatnot, but he's still on his knees. We really need to move away from that sort of activism to a more solution-driven, problem-solving activism, where we can collaborate and come together to actually solve these problems and to create employment for ourselves. So there are three main goals for the school support program, which is infrastructure, ensuring that all pilot schools have adequate infrastructure maintenance and development. The second one is staff support or support staff, providing comprehensive support for both learners and educators. With educators particularly, we want to relieve educators of non-academic functions so they can focus on academics. Fundraising, engaging the community in sustainability of their schools through the involvement in school websites, news, fundraising, and events. Strategy. First step, identify and assess. Conduct comprehensive audits for each school. Collaborate with the school governing body to identify priority areas including infrastructure, academic support, technology integration, and safety. Tailor solutions to individual school needs, ensuring a targeted approach. Step 2, strategic fundraising and partnerships. Set annual fundraising targets of 50,000 to 500,000 per school. Build partnerships with local businesses, community leaders, and donors. Engage students in developing school websites, organizing events, and fundraising initiatives. Step 3, implement and monitor. allocate resources to address identified needs, develop a school performance board to monitor the progress and report to stakeholders, support educators by relieving them of non-academic duties and enhancing professional development. And number 4, sustain and scale. Establish sustainable fundraising mechanisms and continuous donor engagement. Create scalable models for other schools in Rustenburg and beyond. Monitor impact regularly, adjusting strategies based on results to ensure long-term success. Community involvement and fundraising. Empowering learners, educators, parents, and communities. Community involvement. With annual fundraising targets of 50 to 500,000 per school, depending on the size and needs of the school. Student involvement. Students help run the school websites, fundraising campaigns, agriculture, learning valuable skills in the process. Agriculture development partners, up to 10% of the funds allocated for agriculture activities for the program to promote a healthy lifestyle and productivity for the learners. Sports development partnership, also 10% of the funds allocated for sports activities and programs to provide a healthy lifestyle for the learners. A picture with 1,000 words. This is sort of the kind of marketing that we'll be undergoing, whether we're going to a mall, whether we're going somewhere else. But we will have similar placards to this, where once a parent is donated, say 20 rand, 50 rand, whatever the amount is, to their specific school, then they can say, I support my school, I support my child's future. You can also have a link to the school website where they can see where their money is going and what their money is doing. Pilot schools and expected outcomes. Schools in the pilot program like Rawane are expected to improve infrastructure post the fire. It also develop sports facilities. In general, the expected outcomes are improved infrastructure and learning environments, higher levels of community engagement, and enhanced educational performance through better resources and support. Budget for the pilot project. 5 million total fundraising target for all 10 schools in the pilot project, with a target of 5,000 rand, or rather 500,000 rand per school annually. Especially for these vulnerable children like Michael and all these other unnamed children. We really need them to have dignity and to have pride and to not be ostracized or bullied in any way, so they can grow in a conducive learning environment. KPI overview. Fundraising campaigns are crucial to the success and sustainability of the program, especially tax-deductible donations. Just mind the crucial, the crucial is crucial. KPI overview. Number of schools involved, rather with improved infrastructure from the pilot program. We want all 10 schools to have improved infrastructure at the end of this program. 80% increase in learner and educator satisfaction. We will have to conduct surveys to assess the baseline, and then conduct surveys again towards the end of the program to assess if there's a change in the baseline of satisfaction with the learners and the teachers. Amount of funds raised by each school with a target of 500,000 rand We want each school to reach their target. Approximately 8,000 learners to be engaged in school support activities. Next steps and call to action. Finalize the selection and assessment of the pilot schools. Enhance and improve school brand and communications via school website. Launch the community fundraising campaign. Establish partnerships with local businesses and stakeholders. Empowering learners to raise funds and lobby for specific improvements of their choice. Support our school support program by becoming a donor or a community member. Now, looking at the Rustenburg School Support Program. After the successful implementation of the pilot project, the Rustenburg School Support Program will be looking at approximately 161 schools, and we would need, obviously, to support 4,500 teachers and 90,000 learners. We will need to raise between 8 and 80 million rand every year. We would be creating around 800 new and sustainable jobs. Looking at the district Bojana School Support Program, we're looking at around 520 schools with 87,459, rather 95 teachers, and we're looking at 106,569 learners. We're looking at raising between 29 million, rather 26 million and 260 million, and creating up to 2,600 jobs. Looking at the province with 1,559 schools, 29,436 teachers, 880,080 learners, with fundraising targets of 500,000 rand per school annually, and additional staff of at least 5 for each school, with fundraising targets of 77 million to 779 million provincially every month, and up to 7,795 jobs. And then, of course, looking at nationally, we're looking at around supporting 25,558 schools, fundraise between 1.2 billion and 12.7 billion every year. And we're looking at up to 127,790 jobs nationally. As you can see, provinces such as Gauteng with 3,506 schools and around 96,836 teachers and around 2.2 million learners, with fundraising targets of 175 million to 1.7 billion every year, and up to 17,000 jobs. Another big province is a province like KwaZulu-Natal, which has the most schools, looking at around 6,060 schools, at around 2.8 million learners, at around 98,000 teachers, fundraising targets of 303 million to 3.03 billion every year, and up to 30,300 jobs. Looking at another big province like the Eastern Cape, we're looking at 5,310 schools with 61,956 teachers and 1.8 million learners, fundraising targets of around 265 million to 2.65 billion, up to 26,550 jobs. So this would be the school support program nationally, actually reaching the target of 500,000 fundraising every year for each school, and the target of at least hiring 5 additional staff members. This is where we would get us. It doesn't solve the youth education, or rather the youth unemployment crisis, as we have about 12 million at least unemployed young people. So we're really gonna need to do a lot more, but this is a step in the right direction. Our team, Itumeleng Mpopiri, Secretary General of the organization and the program initiator, and our chairperson, Baleseng Moroke. Thank you. Any questions, please feel free to contact us, mpo@aholeafrica.org.za, 0716464169. Find Ahole Africa on Facebook and get in touch with us. Let's support our schools and let's develop our country. Ahole Africa. Thank you.